What if the suffering you're trying so desperately to run from isn't actually real? What if that hardship in your life isn't an obstacle, but a doorway to a much deeper reality? We live in a culture that's obsessed with numbing our pain. We distract ourselves and chase comfort at any cost. The loss, the hurt, the fear, these are valid parts of being human. But the suffering we build around that pain, the story we tell ourselves about it, that's a construct. And because we built it, we can also take it apart. Stick with me, and let's explore how to dismantle the prison we've made for ourselves. We end up creating what spiritual teachers call secondary suffering. The initial pain is the first arrow. We drag around this heavy, unhappy sense of self and just call it my life. But what if this whole way of looking at things is based on a huge misunderstanding of who we are? It's a product of your thoughts, an interpretation your mind generates. The pain is a raw signal, but the suffering is the story you tack onto it. Maybe it's losing a job, a rejection, or a physical injury. That arrow hurts, no doubt. But then we fire a second arrow at ourselves. This is the arrow of judgment, of endless rumination, of asking, why me? Some of those clouds are dark and stormy. Those are your moments of pain, anger, or sadness. Studies on mindfulness show that practices that build non-judgmental awareness can actually change our brains. There's a part of the brain called the default mode network, or DMN, which is linked to mind wandering and getting lost in stories about ourselves. In experienced meditators, this area becomes less active. This suggests we can literally train our brains to quiet the part that spins the tales of our suffering. Suffering happens when you forget that you're the sky and start believing you're the storm cloud. When things get tough, try to see it not as a disaster, but as a training opportunity. It's a signal to come back to the present moment. Your circumstances are what they are, but the label, the story you wrap around them, is completely optional. Feel the air moving in and out of your lungs. Feel the aliveness in your hands. Listen to the sounds around you without putting labels on them. When pain comes up, don't run from it. Turn toward it with your full, compassionate attention. Just feel it without thinking about it. This is the way through. Share your thoughts in the comments. When we share these insights, we build a community of awareness together. By allowing what is, you stop feeding the fire of resistance, and suffering begins to starve. Let the old, brittle identities fall away so that the core of your being can stand open to awareness. This isn't denial. It's recognizing that your true worth has nothing to do with what's happening on the outside. It's the realization that you are not the voice in your head. You are the one who hears the voice. Suffering is a paradox. It feels absolutely necessary right up until you realize it's completely unnecessary. It's the friction that can force you to awaken to a deeper part of yourself. Every hardship you've ever faced has been part of the path that brought you right here to the edge of this realization. Notice that feeling of being stuck without judging it. Just watch it. Feel it. It's living from a place of inner stillness. Even when the world is chaotic, you're the sky, not the cloud. You're the ocean, not the wave. You are the silent, spacious presence in which all of life happens. By turning the light of your awareness onto it, you see its shape without letting it define you. That awareness is the beginning of your freedom. A financial crisis, a health scare, a breakup, these aren't just problems you have to solve. They are direct invitations to wake up. The bigger the challenge, the deeper the potential transformation. Hardship forces you to let go of flimsy identities and touch something real that cannot be shaken. You identify with it, cling to it, and let it blot out everything else. Awareness is simply remembering that you are the vast, open sky, just witnessing the clouds as they come and go. This isn't an intellectual game. It's a moment-to-moment practice. A storm might be raging, but the sky itself is never harmed. And that meaning isn't something you find out there in the world. It's something you create right here inside yourself. Your mind is either replaying an old hurt or worrying about a future fear. All of that exists in time and is constantly changing. But your life is the eternal present moment. It's that deep, vibrant aliveness that's always here. We suffer when we mix these two up. We think, my life situation is bad, so my life is bad. But your life, the pure awareness that is you, can never be bad. It just is. When you anchor yourself in that inner life, in the now, you find a peace that your outer circumstances can't touch. But the event is over. The future isn't here yet. The only thing that truly exists is this present moment. And in the pure, unfiltered now, psychological suffering can't survive. You might feel physical pain or intense sensations, but the story, the victimhood, the me who is suffering, it all dissolves when you bring your full attention to right now. It's a shift in perspective. It's the story of being a victim, the mental movie that replays the event over and over, piling on layers of anger, shame, and despair. This second arrow is the real source of our agony. It's the opposite. It's about feeling it completely without the running commentary from your mind. It's about giving your full attention to the sensation, not the person or the situation you blame for it. When you can do that, you create a little space of awareness around the pain. You're no longer fused with it. You become the observer of the pain, not its victim. And in that space, something amazing happens. The pain becomes just a sensation, an energy wave passing through you. The suffering, which was your resistance to that wave, starts to fall away. It's the difference between pain, which is just an event, and suffering, which is a state of mind we create. But what if real freedom isn't found by avoiding suffering, but by seeing it for what it truly is, an illusion created by the mind? No, hold on. This is not me dismissing your pain. Your pain is absolutely real. The problem, the universal experience of pain. Every single one of us knows pain. It's a fundamental, unavoidable part of being alive. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer put it bluntly, suggesting that life just swings back and forth between pain and boredom. Think about it. When your shoe is too tight, all you can feel is the pinch. You don't even notice how comfortable the rest of your body is. That's just how we're wired. We notice what's wrong, what's broken, what gets in our way. Our society's response to this is basically a frantic panic. We're told to chase happiness, get rid of discomfort, and build a life that's free from any hardship. We're handed an endless stream of distractions, pills, and quick fixes, all designed to numb the ache of being human. But this whole approach is flawed. By constantly running from pain, we actually give it more power over us. This cycle is exhausting. It keeps us trapped, believing that our circumstances have total control over our inner world. The counterintuitive idea, suffering as a mental construct, here's the radical idea. One that's been echoed for centuries by philosophers and Zen masters alike. Your suffering isn't an objective fact. Friedrich Nietzsche believed that to live is to suffer, but to survive is to find meaning in the suffering. Eckhart Tolle explains this beautifully. He says that suffering needs time to survive. It feeds on your past and your future. You suffer because you're not fully present. This isn't about pretending the pain doesn't exist. Explanation and elaboration, the mechanics of illusion ... So how does this actually work? Let's use an analogy. Imagine your mind is a clear, open sky. Your thoughts and emotions are just clouds passing through. Neuroscience is even starting to catch up to this ancient wisdom. Another powerful idea from Eckhart Tolle is the difference between your life situation and your life. Your life situation is your circumstances, your job, your relationships, your health, and practical application, the path to liberation. Okay, so how do we go from understanding this idea to actually living it? First, see challenges as portals. Second, view limitations as gateways. When you feel frustrated, stuck, or limited, it's not a sign that you failed. Third, disidentify from your circumstances. You are not your bank account. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your relationship status. Fourth, practice presence and acceptance. The core practice is simple, even if it isn't always easy. Bring your attention into the now. This journey is a profound shift in how you see yourself. True freedom isn't a life without problems. It's the ability to meet those problems with an awakened awareness, free from the stories the mind creates. So I want to leave you with a question. What's one story about your suffering that you might be willing to let go of, even just for a moment? And if this resonated with you, subscribe for more content that challenges you to wake up.